Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutakabbala. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So here we are with our session number 172 for Quranic Arabic grammar, and I think it's session number 21 for Surah Taha, Nahu and Sarf, and inshallah we'll start with a quick review, and I'm going to bring to you a verse from Surah Ali Imran, and I hope you will be able to correctly answer this one for me. So, for those of you who have already gone over this verse with me, please do not type, and I will let the rest of the sisters to answer this verse for me. So here we are seeing Ulaika jazaa'uhum anna alayhim la'natullahi wal malaikati wan nasi ajma'in. So when you look at this sentence, what kind of a sentence are we looking at? Is it Jumla Ismiya or Jumla Fi'liya? Jumla Ismiya. Barakallahu feek. So if it is Jumla Ismiya, you have Mubtada, Khabar, Muta'alliq bil Khabar. What are you going to label your Ulaika? It is going to be your Mubtada. Very well done. And when it is your Mubtada, you must be looking for a Khabar, right? So when you look for a khabar, do you think jaza'uhum is the khabar? Okay, very well done. So jaza'uhum, those are their rewards. So those people are their rewards. So now that does not, make sense. Yes, jaza'uhum is going to be the khabar, but does the khabar end at jaza'uhum, or we have a sentence coming up as a khabar? What do you think? Is it a sentence or a mufrad ism, which is the khabar of ulaika? Very well done. The sentence is the khabar of this jumla ismiya, the whole sentence. So when you have the whole sentence, now you are going to look at the sentence. Is it jumla ismiya or jumla failure? Because your khabar can be jumla ismiya or jumla failure. So here, is this sentence ismiya or failure? It is going to be Jumla Ismiya, right? Jaza'uhum is an ism, right? So it is going to be, the khabar is Jumla Ismiya for Ulaika. Now, in this Jumla Ismiya, again, the next step is going to be, you are going to look for your Mubtada and your khabar if you are calling it Jumla Ismiya. So where is your Mubtada? Jaza'uhum is going to be your mubtada. It's a first ism, right? It's a first ism, and this is proper as well because it is mu'arraf bil idafa. It is proper because it's mudaf ilayhi is proper, which made it proper, right? So this can very well work as your mubtada. Do you all agree? If it is your mubtada, where is your khabar? The khabar is anna alayhim for jaza'uhum. Do you all agree with Sister Diba? Huh? Okay. So now when you look at this one, so this is your again a mubtada, and you are calling this a khabar, right? The khabar is what kind of a khabar it is? In this case, anna is what kind of a word? Real quick. So it's a harf nasb, and you are going to see, yes, it's harf nasb, and it is something else as well. And I'm very proud of you, Sister Diba. So la'nata is its ism, ismu Anna is la'natullahi. La'nata is the ism. Lafzul jalala is majroor bil idafa. You all agree? You all got it? So now, when you have Anna lanatullahi as your harf nasab wa ismuha, and then comes your alayhim, it is going to be jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil khabar, right? Wal malaikati. What is this? It is matuf on what? It is, yes, it is wal malaikati because there is a waw, and it is waw which is a harf atf, and al malaikati is matuf ala lafzul jalala. Not on because if you will say it is on him, it is going to give a very wrong meaning. It is going to be the curse of Allah is upon the angels, right? Barak and ma'azallah, right? So al malaikati is matuf ala lafzul jalala. Do you all agree now? Sister Faiza, can you change your name, please? So then comes one nas, and then that is also another matuf, and lafzul jalala is going to be matuf alayhi, al malaika matuf 1, an nas matuf number 2, and we are going to hold our thoughts there. There was a concept that you were taught that your anna is harf masdariya. It is harf masdariya. So now, what will be the status of this sentence? If it is harf masdariya, it is going to make a masdar mu'awwal. And masdar al-mu'awwal acts like an ism. It does not act like anything but an ism, right? So now this whole thing is going to be fi mahalli raf'in, but you must understand this anna is masdariya. It is going to change the sentence and make it behave like a ism, make it behave like a singular ism. And this al-masdar al-mu'awwal is going to be labeled as fi mahalli raf'in khabru jazauhum. Do you all understand this so far? Is this clear to each and every one of you? Then comes the last thing. The last thing that you are seeing is ajma'in. Ajma'in, I think it is tawqeed that you wanted to type. And ajma'ina, what will be the status of ajma'ina? And I want everyone to answer. If it is tawqeed, what is the status? It is going to be jaran status because your mu'akkad is jaran status, right? It is emphasizing al-malaika, it is emphasizing an-nas, right? Do you agree? It is emphasizing two entities here, al-malaika and an-nas, and including Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala too, but basically al-malaika and an-nas, right? All together, right? So this clear to each and every one of you, and you are going to call this one the whole from jazauhum until ajmaina is going to be in one bucket. Now, one quick thing. Ajmaina does not have a pronoun, and we learned when we have tawqeed ma'navi, there is a pronoun at the end. Is this something? It's a special case. Very well done. I'm very proud of you that you remembered this, that this is going to be, and this is ajma'ina or ajma'u are, the special ones. They are ajma'una, ajma'ina are special ones. They don't have pronoun attached. Okay, that goes back to your muakkad. Okay, is this clear to all of you? If it was kullu, ama, or if it was jami'un or jami'u, of them, rest all will have a pronoun. Kila, kilta will have pronoun. But this one, ajma'ina or ajma'una or ajma'u, were the special words that I taught you when I was teaching you tawqeed manavi, that these don't have pronouns, right? So I hope this was a good review for your masdar muawwal. like your harufe masdariya. It is a good review as far as your tawqeed goes. And each and every verse of Quran, how it, there is so much grammar involved, and we can benefit from each and every verse essentially. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end my review and I'm going to start you Al-Qasam all over again. Okay, so everyone ready for this topic today? Al-Qasam. So when you have Al-Qasam, when Allah takes an oath, why does Allah take an oath? Just a simple answer, and that will help me make it easy for you. So oaths are taken for emphasis, to bring emphasis in the conversation, in a speech. So whenever an oath is taken, it is mainly taken to bring emphasis in your speech, right? We want people to focus. We want people to pay a lot and lot of attention. And sometimes you will also see when whichever entity Allah takes an oath by, it is usually very mubarak, right? It is usually very sacred, right? So it is also, it places more and more what ta'zim, it makes that thing that Allah takes an oath by big as well, right? But basically, how I would like you all to understand Al-Qasam is that whenever an oath is taken, Allah wants you to leave everything else and pay full attention. As you know, you should be paying full attention to the session today so that you get the maximum benefit out of it. Okay, inshallah. So in our last session, I taught you about adwatul qasam, adwatul qasam, and there were three main adwat that you were taught, and they belong to special haruf from Quran that you learn in your Arabic. In the very beginning of your Arabic journey, you learned these three special haruf. They belong to which group? Atta, alba, alwaw. They belong to which group? Harufe, they are all harufe jar. What do you expect an ism after it to be? What will be the status of an ism after these? What do you think? It's going to be jar in status, or it's going to be majroor. Very well done. So you all agreed about this one. So the next thing is, when you look at atta or ta, harf jar ta, you are only going to see it coming up with lafzul jalala. Every time Allah takes an oath by using this very ta, Allah only takes an oath by himself, right? This atta, most emphatic tool of qasam, most emphatic among all these three, is only going to be seen with lafzul jalala, right? Everyone will remember this. Atta tallahi. You are only going to see in Quran what? Tallahi. Right, if you understood this. Type it. You are only going to see tallahi. Type it. Can you type ta and Allahi? Type it if you can. Okay? Only come with lafzul jalala. Barakallahu fi. When it comes to alba, you can see a pronoun too with ba. When harf jar ba is used as a tool of an oath, you can see a noun, an ism, a regular ism, but you may also be able to see a pronoun. Okay, so bihi, by him. I take an oath by him. Bika, I take an oath by you. Bikum, I take an oath by you all. So what am I doing by using ba? What did I attach to the ba? Harf jar ba, I attached a pronoun with it. Pronoun can come with harf jar ba. This one is special, and I just wrote the special feature. And on this slide, I wanted you to learn the three tools of oath: atta, alba, alwaw. Atta, alba, alwaw. And after learning them, I want you to learn that ta only comes with lafzul jalala, ba can come with pronoun as well, and ta and waw will not come with pronoun. Okay, they cannot have a word attached to them that is going to be a pronoun. It's only going to be ism zahir, not ism damir. Okay, is this clear? My last statement that I just said, that you will have an object which is not going to be a pronoun with ba and waw. When it comes to harf jar al waw, which is a tool by which an Allah takes an oath in Quran, you will see failul qasam is always omitted. Failul qasam is going to be always omitted when waw is going to be used as a tool of an oath. Okay? Everyone with me? After all these three, ta, wal ba, wal waw, what is going to be the status of an ism? And I know this may look like a very simple question that I'm asking. Believe me, people make lot of mistakes. They still call waw an atf when an ism after it is majroor, because that is the most common waw that you see. So you must know that after waw, which is a tool of an oath, which is adwatul qasam, the status of your ism is always going to be jar. Everyone with me so far? Now I want you to learn these four things. My slide also has lamul waqia li jawabul qasam, lamul waqia li jawabul qasam, lam muwattiyatul qasam, lamul muwattiyatul qasam, nunu tawkid, nunu tawkid, nunu tawkid as-sakila, nunu tawkid as-sakila, or it can be khafifa too, and inna and lamu tawkid. Can everyone see this, and do you know about it? Everyone, type 1 if this is clear that you need to know these four names. I want you to know these four names. Okay, so now look at each of them. In your verses from Quran, I have brought each and every one of them. Okay, when you look at atta, we just talked about it. Allah takes an oath by himself alone by using this tool. The most emphatic tool for qasam, atta, only takes lafzul jalala, only comes with lafzul jalala. So you are going to see only tallahi in Quran. So it's very easy to know. When it comes to al-ba, you may see felul qasam mazkur. Mazkur means mentioned. Zal, kaf, ra, zal, kaf, ra, zikr, from zikr. And zikr means what? Mention, right? So with ba, felul qasam can be mentioned. You may see it being mentioned. So that is why I use this term, that with ba, felul qasam will be mentioned. So here you are seeing la uqsimu bihazal baladi. What is making al balad jar in status? What will be the status of haza here? It's going to be jar in status. And you know that al baladi is jar in status because it's a mishara, and the word next to it are going to be, if it is mushara alayhi, is going to be the same status, right? So this is ba made this majroor, and this is majroor because of haza, not because of ba. Balad is majroor because of haza. You all remember? That is how we have been learning everything. So bihaza, when ba was used, qasam, felul qasam is mentioned. Next comes al waw. What did I tell about this one? Will you ever see felul qasam mentioned with it in Quran? It's always going to be mahzoof. It's always going to be mahzoof. In English, omitted. In English, omitted. Right? So everyone got this? So wattini was zaytun. Why is atin jar in status? Because of waw al-qasmiya. Waw al-qasmiya made atin jar in status. And whenever you are going to see waw, and after it you are seeing a word jar in status, like here, you are going to say it is because of waw al-qasmiya. But when you go on to see a zaytuni, this waw is not going to be labeled as qasmiya, the second waw, yes, it is going to be atf. It's going to be atf. Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay? Everyone with me so far? You are going to just use one, first tool. I take an oath by teen and by zaytun. Okay? You are going to understand it like this. And that is how you are going to see it in translation as well. Okay? Yeah, it is not going to be like I take an oath by Ateen, I take an oath by Zaytun. No, I take an oath by Ateen and Zaytun and this city, a peaceful city, and Ture Sani, right? So it's going to be just, the rest of the vows are going to be At. Is this clear to all of you? Now, the next tools that you are going to see next tools that you are going to see are going to be inna walam. They are not tool of qasams, but they are going to be seen in your jawabs. Okay, in your jawab, what you are going to see is inna and lamu tawqid. This lam is very important. This lam is going to be seen with um, in a lot of places, and you are going to see it today. Okay, so here وَيَسْتَنْبِئُونَكَ أَحَقُّ هُوَ أَحَقُّ هُوَ قُلْ إِي وَرَبِّي by my Rabb إِنَّهُ لَحَقٌّ. So what are you seeing here? I wanted you to look at inna. Can you see? There is an inna right after your oath. وَرَبِّي by my Rabb. Innahu, indeed it surely is truth, right? So then the next tool that you are going to come across with qasam, and a lot of times you're going to see it, essentially every time, is going to be lamu tawqid. And are you seeing lamu tawqid on my slide in verse number 53 from Surah Yunus? Lahaqqun, right? This lamu tawqid or lamul muzahlaqa that you have been learning, but now you're seeing it coming after your oath, right? The next tool that you are seeing here is nunu tawqid. How many types of nunu tawqid are there? Who remembers? What are those types? Who can tell? What are the names? We have learned, and we have done a whole series on that too. Sakila, khafifa. Sakila, khafifa. Anytime Hafifa was used, how was it written in Quran? Anytime. It was written as tanmeen, right? Khafifa, every case of khafifa that you see in Quran, you are going to see it as, there are only two cases when you are going to see nunul khafifa, lanasfa'an, lanasfa'an, and layakunan, layakunan. And both of the times the word was written as tanmeen. Okay, the word was written as tanmeen. Very important, because Allah has preserved the writing of Quran as well. Quran has been preserved in terms of writing as well. Okay, the next lam that you are seeing on my slide is فَوَرَبِّكَ فَوَرَبِّكَ لَنَحْشُرَنَّهُمْ لَنَحْشُرَنَّهُمْ. There is a lam, there is a qasam, after that you are seeing a lam. You are labeling it as lamul waqiatul qasam or lam lil jawabul qasam. Is it making sense? Anyone has any question so far? I want, because this is your chance to learn today, because today the session is dedicated to al-qasam. The last lam that you need to remember, by name is lam al-muwattiyatul qasam. Lam muwattiyatul qasam. Yeah, some call it the one that comes with mudare as lam talaki as well. But just to keep it simple, just to keep it less confusing, I think I will just keep it as lam lil jawabul qasam, lamul waqia lil jawabul qasam, because that way it's not too much to learn in one session. Okay, when we just started. For some of you, you may have just started learning Qasam. Okay, it's not in many of the dream students, they have not covered Qasam. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the lam is going to be coming with every lam. That is the every lam that we have covered so far. The first two I'm talking about, lamu tawkid and lamul waqiatul qasam, is going to be seen with jawabul qasam. The last one, I'm just going to tell you about this one. Last one, you are not going to see with Jawabul Qasam. Lam Muwattiyatul Qasam is a paver. You know, Muwattiya, Wata'a means to, tread something, to make a way. Yeah, to make a way. And now you are making a way for something. What are you making a way for? This Lam is making a way for, creating a passage for, it is making a way for Qasam. Its only sign is you are going to see it with advatu shart, as Sister Diba has typed. Okay, you are going to see it on top of advatu shart. Most common advatu shart that you are going to come across is going to be in. It is going to be seen with in. I don't know if I have sent this message to other forums as well, that this session is going to be very beneficial for those who have covered and understood shart very well. Okay, because you will find many similarities between qasam and shart. And then there is a case when you are going to see, there is, there will be an overlap when they will be together. Okay, and here you are going to see in lam tantahi. So in lam tantahi la arjumannak wahjurni maliya. Okay, so here you are seeing lam watiyatul qasam attaching itself to adwatu shart. When I asked you, Lamul Muwattiyatul Qasam, where will you see it? What will you answer? What will be the answer? It is going to be seen with Advatu Shart. And which one is most commonly you are going to see it with? It's going to be in. You may see it with man as well. Man Shartiya will have this lam as well, can have this lam as well. But mainly, I have 20 examples. In 20 examples, you are going to see it has attached itself to in Shartiya. Is this clear so far, my dear sisters? Or am I going too fast? Yes, because what is Qasam about? What is Qasam about mainly? Not, yeah, yeah. So, let me tell you, the first lam, which was learned as Lamul Muzahlaka, seen in Jumla Ismiya with inna, very commonly seen, very commonly seen as Jawabu Shart, and you are each and every one you are going to learn separately, okay? Is for emphasis, right? For emphasis. When it comes to Lamul Wakyali Jawabul Qasam, what are we doing with that? How are we translating it? For Rabbik, لَنَحْشُرَنَّهُمْ, surely, definitely, we will gather them all and the shayateen. Huh? So what are we doing with that? Again, emphasis. Huh? When you look at even Lamul Motiyatul Qasam, what are we doing? Surely, if you don't stop, we will stone you to death. Make sense? All of these lams are bringing in emphasis. And what is Qasam all about? The first thing, when I started this topic, when I restarted Qasam today, what did I focus on? Emphasis, right? There's a lot of emphasis. Did you hear this? Just think about this, that Allah is doing. Allah is, just talking to you, and Allah does not even have to, pound on the table to get your attention. He just does it silently with his words, with his speech. Are you focusing on Qasam now? Are you in the zone now? You're with me so far? The topic is going to be all about Qasam. all about emphasis. Okay, and qasam is for emphasis. Okay, now you are going to see components of an oath, just like jumla shartiya, jawabu shart. For most of the shart, what did we learn? Jumla shartiya, jawabu shart. So here, jumlatul qasam and jawabul qasam. Make sense? Pelul qasam, uqsimu, mostly what will happen to that? It is going to be omitted. Do you all agree? Most of the time, wal asr, wal layli, wal fajr. Do you see uqsimu before it? You don't. You all agree? You don't see most of the time. Most of the time, uqsimu is omitted. But is it understood? What do you think? Do we say that it is understood? Do we translate it as I take an oath by a time of Allah? We understand it as Allah is taking an oath by Asr, right? By the time of Asr, or by Fajr, or by night, or by sun, or the right. So in all those cases, we understood it, we assume it to be there, but it is not written. Very few cases you will find where you will have uqsimu mentioned. Everyone got it? Fi'lul qasam, mostly omitted. Mostly omitted. Always omitted with which tool of qasam? With waw, always omitted. With waw, always omitted. And in Quran, Tallahi will also have no Fi'lul qasam before it. Okay? When you have ta in Quran, it is going to be seen without any uqsimu mentioned before it. And you will see it in today, inshallah, if we get to it. Okay. The one who is taking an oath, al-muqsim. Then tools of an oath, al-ba, wa-ta, wal-waw. The object of an oath is called al-muqsim bihi. When you have jar wal majroor, anytime I was teaching you jar wal majroor, when we started learning sentences, what did I teach you about them? What did I always ask you to label them as? And it is on my slide too. You are always going to call them muta'alliq, right? In jumla ismiya, it is going to be muta'alliq bil khabar. In jumla fi'liya, it's going to be muta'alliq bil fi'l, right? We have always learned them as such. My dear students, stay very focused today. I want your full attention. Okay? So every time jar wal majroor comes, you attach it to a fail in case of jumla failya, or attach it to you call it mutalik bil khabar in case of jumla ismi. When we are talking about qasam, what are you going to label it as? Whenever you are going to see jar wal majroor and waw is qasmiya, ta is qasmiya, you are going to call it muta'alliq bil qasam. If it is not mentioned, you are going to call it muta'alliq bil qasam mahzoof, muta'alliq bil qasam mahzoof. And if the fail is mentioned, like la uqsimu bi hadzal baladi, you are going to say muta'alliq bil qasam mawjood or mazkur, that has been mentioned or that has been present in the sentence, and I'm seeing it with my big eyes. Is this clear, everyone? If it is, type 1. Okay. The last thing is jawabul qasam, and one thing that I want you to learn about it is it has no status. What is going to be its status? La mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Because many a times in this class, we, alhamdulillah, with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have been able to identify the statuses of sentences. So whenever we are going to see jawabul qasam, I want you to just keep in mind it's going to be always la mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay, inshallah. So jawabul qasam, when it comes to jawabul qasam, when it comes to jumlatul qasam, what kind of a sentence is jumlatul qasam? What kind of a jumla is that? Ismiya or failure? What do you think? Jumla failure, right? Uqsimu bihazal balad. right? Uqsimu, you are always going to assume that uqsimu is going to be there. Either it's going to be mentioned or it's going to be assumed. Okay, it is going to be considered. It is going to be muqaddar. Okay, just like we say arabul taqdiri or muqaddara. So just like dammatul muqaddara, this is failul qasam muqaddara. Okay, you are always going to assume that it is there. It is there. If it is not mentioned, still you are going to consider it being present. Everyone got this point. So your qasam is jumlatul failya. That is why you're going to label jar wal majrur as mutalik bil failul qasam. Okay, mutalik bil failul qasam, mawjood or mazkur or mahzoof, right? When it comes to jawabul qasam, there are two options. What are those two options? It can be jumla ismiya, it can be jumla failya, it can be jumla positive sentence, jumla musbata, it can be negative sentence like jumla manfiya. It When it is positive sentence, it must have particle of emphasis. What should it have? Because qasam is all about emphasis. It must have particle of emphasis. When it is jumla which is manfiya, it will not need particle of emphasis because negation itself is very emphatic and you will find it today. Okay, so everyone got this point so far? With a positive sentence, particle of emphasis is going to be there. With a negative sentence, it is not needed and it's not going to be seen. Okay, neither needed nor present. Okay, so jawabul qasam jumla, it can be jumla ismiya. Innal insana lafi khusr. Innal insana, Allah takes an oath by the time of Asr, and then the jawab comes, Innal insana lafi khusr. What kind of a sentence are you seeing, my dear sisters? You are seeing jumla ismiya. It can be jumla failya, so I'm not lying. It is as such in Quran. Tallahi, latus alunna amma kuntum taftarun. Tallahi, by Allah, surely you all be questioned about what you all fabricate. So what kind of a sentence am I seeing here after Tallahi? You are seeing jumla failya. So the evidence from Quran itself. It can be jumla musbata. Musbat means positive. Manfiya means negative. So innal insana lafi khusr. No negation. So positive sentence and negative sentence. Wan najmi idha hawa. Allah taking an oath by an najm. And then Allah says, Ma dalla sahibukum wa ma gawa. Ma, not is your companion, your sahib, the person who has been with you for so many years, lost, and not neither he has gone astray. Everyone now aware that your jawabul qasam can be jumla ismiya, can be jumla failya, can be jumla musbata, which is a positive sentence, can be jumla manfiya. In the negative sentence, are you seeing any tool of emphasis? Any tool being seen in case of negative sentence? You are not seeing anything. You are just seeing a very emphatic ma dalla sahibukum wa ma qawa. But ma is by itself is very emphatic, but there is no added, but you don't consider it as adwatu tokid. Do you consider ma nafiya as adwatu tokid, my dear sisters? No, you don't. So your negative sentence, when it comes up as jawabul qasam, is not going to need a particle of emphasis. Everyone, I hope, is now with me, and I hope I'm able to move forward. Type 1 if you are with me, my dear sisters. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens is your jawabul qasam may be before your qasam. Do you ever see sometimes that there is a sentence that is coming before jumla shartiya that looks like a jawabush shart? Do you ever see that in Quran? Right? Okay. Just like the sentence before jumla shartiya should not be labeled as jawabu shart, similarly, if a jawabul qasam, the sentence that looks like jawabul qasam, comes before qasam, you don't label it as jawabul qasam. You call it as a as a this is something that is guiding jawabul qasam mahzoof. Dalla alayhi ma qablahu. Is this clear? That, this is very Arabic, so I'm going to make it easy for you. Zaidun qaimun. Wallahi. By Allah, Zaid is standing. When I give you this phrase, when I give you these two sentences, Wallahi, Wallahi, you will never see uqsimu, but I'm going to say Wallahi is jar wal majroor, muta'alliq bil qasam, failul qasam mahzoof. Do you all agree with this labeling that this is muta'alliq bil failul qasam? Zaidun qa'imun. Zaid is standing. Is it? Wallahi, he's standing. So is it does it sound like that this can be possible jawab? Yeah. But you are just going to say that this is guiding me towards the jawab, but this is not jawab. My jawab is mahzoof, because where should the jawab come? Should it come before qasam or should it come after? It should come after your failul qasam, and after, but you are not seeing it after. So in this case, you are always going to label it as mahzoof. And if you find something that is, that is guiding you towards it, then in that case you are going to say that it is that whatever is guiding you towards, whatever is denoting that there can be possibly jawabul qasam, you can just say dalla alayhi ma qablahu if it is before it. Okay, if it is before it, if the jawab like sentence is before it, then you just label it as that this sentence is denoting. In English you can write, for now you can just write it in English, that the sentence before wallahi is denoting the jawab, but it is not going to be labeled as jawab, because jawab is expected to come after wallahi. Is this understood, everyone? Do you want me to repeat? I can do that. Today I'm in the mood, so you can ask me to. You want me to repeat? Yes, repeat. Wallahi? No? Okay. So you yeah. So yeah. So you just remember just how the order works. It's going to work with the qasam. It's going to work with the shart as well. Even if you have been in the past labeling sentences before your jumla shartiya as jawabu shart, remember those are guiding you towards the jawab, but those are not going to be the jawab themselves. Okay, they cannot be the jawab. Jawab must be after it. Now, do we ever see jawabu shart mahzoof? And sometimes it can. Do you always have jawab? What do you think? Do you every shart has jawab? What do you think? I want everyone to answer. Tasneem, please. I want an answer from you. Every time when you see in kuntum ta'alamun or in kuntum um what was that in kuntum sadiqin, do you always see after it jawabu shart? If you all are truthful, there is never, most of the verses end like that, and that is usually the fawasil, like the end of the verse, and that does not mean that the end of the sentence, but you don't find anything after it, right? Similarly, you may find in Quran that jawab is omitted. Jawab is omitted. For example, Suratul Qiyamah, La uqsimu bi yawmil qiyamah. Allah is taking a note by the day of Qiyamah. Wa la uqsimu bin nafsil lawwama. That Allah again is, taking another oath by nafsil lawwama, the nafs that blames itself. Ayakhsabul insanu allan najma'u izama. Can this be jawab? What do you think? Now, my super smart class, I am very blessed. So it cannot be jawab. What should be in jawab that is not there, and that makes you think this cannot be, this is not at all. This not at all is coming from where? If you have that in mind. Words of emphasis are missing. Number one, words of emphasis are gone. There's no tawqid. Barakallahu fi. What else is there that also makes you think that there's a question there? Barakallahu fi. Yeah, well, yeah, very well done. No tawqid, no negation, and there is a question particle there. So it does not make sense. Jawabul qasam, this sentence cannot be called Jawabul qasam. But can its Jawabul qasam be this cutie pie that I just wrote here, very small. Latub asunna, surely you all will be raised. What do you think? Huh? Let me highlight it when you see on your slides so everyone is, we know it. I know it already. I've learned it in class. So, and from where it is coming? How do I know that this can be possible answer? Surely you all will be resurrected. The context. This is just, I have just added it there. I'm just assuming it that this is possible answer because of the context. When will be our bones reunited? Will be regathered? Hmm? Yes, verse number 3 was pointing to Latub Asunna. Surely you will be resurrected and you will be, all put together like you were before. And how do I know? Allan najma'a izama. Will we not gather his bones? Hmm? So, your verse number 3 guided you to the hidden, to the omitted Jawabul Qasam. At this stage, it's, to think at that level may be difficult. But what should you all remember? What should be one thing that I would like you to remember at this stage? If you cannot make all these assumptions from the context, let me. Sometimes Jawabul Qasam may be omitted. Will you all remember this? It can be omitted, just like Jawabu Shart is mahzoof. You just remember that. You don't need to worry about anything. If you just remember that, just like Jawabu Shart can be omitted, Jawabul Qasam can also be omitted. My dear sisters, everyone with me? Okay. Oh, Rabia, we just said that, just like Jawabu Shart can sometimes be mahzoof, it may not be mentioned. Similarly, Jawabul Qasam may also not be mentioned. Okay? So you just need to know that sometimes it is not every qasam will have Jawabul Qasam, if that makes it easy. Not every qasam will have Jawabul Qasam. It can be omitted as well. Okay. So what happens now? Jawabul Qasam, if Jumla Ismiya Musbata, will it require tools of emphasis? Yes, yes. I am going to give two yeses because it's mostly inna and lamul muzahlaka. Inna and lamul muzahlaka. Can you see? Wal asri innal insana lafi khusr. Inna, first tool of emphasis. Lam, second tool of emphasis. Tallahi innaka lafi dalalika kadeem. Innaka, inna, first tool of emphasis. Lam, second tool of emphasis. And these two sentences, if I asked you the status of innal insana lafi khusr, لا محل له من الإعراب إنك لفي ضلالك القديم لا محل له من الإعراب. These sentences have no qasam, no status. والليل إذا يغشى والنهار إذا تجلى وما خلق الذكر والأنثى إن سعيكم لشتى. إن لا إن لا. Everyone got it? If it is Jawabul Qasam and it is Jumla Ismiya, Musbata, two tools of emphasis. Two tools of emphasis are mainly seen. Mostly you are going to see Inna and Lam, both of them. Okay? Lam is must and Inna is also going to be seen. Okay? If it is negative sentence, وَالْقَلَمِ وَمَا يَسْطُرُونَ مَا أَنْتَ بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ بِمَجْنُونَ مَا أَنْتَ بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ بِمَجْنُونَ. What kind of ma? The type of ma? If somebody can remind me. Once upon a time, we spent a lot of time. Ma is negation. So ma is negation. Okay. So what among the three types of ma? I'm talking about that. If somebody can pinpoint. It is a strong negation. Yeah. Ma nafia. What ma nafia has three types. Ma nafia ghair amila. Ma al hijazia. Ma al muhmila. So this is al hijazia. You see? You see anta, right? Mubtada was in the beginning. Is there an emphasis here? with inna or lam? No, but there is an emphasis with ba. Ba zaida is mawjood, right? So ba can be seen, ba can come, but inna and lam is not going to be seen. Now I have to, just modify something that you can have ba zaida with ma, but not inna and lamu tawkid. Okay? Ba zaida may be seen. Okay? Is it clear? You are seeing ba zaida here. And that is also for emphasis. It is among those tools that bring emphasis. But remember, you are not going to see with qasam, the two main tools of emphasis that you must know is inna, lamu tawkid, nunu sakila, a tawkid. Okay, nunu tawkid. Okay, basically nunu tawkid, not just sakila, nunu tawkid. But with negation, you mainly are not going to see most of them. But when it is ma, you are seeing bi majnoon here. Okay, everyone with me? Okay, alhamdulillah. So if you want to write it as a point, I'm going to put it here. You may see ba zaida. Okay, so you may see ba zaida here. When it is past tense and it is a positive past tense, what are you seeing on my slide? It is a very busy slide, looks like it, right? And the top is very busy. So when it is fail madin and a positive fail madin, and the madin is mutasarrif. Mutasarrif, you remember what are mutasarrif? Af'al, like zahaba yazhabu, zahban, fahuwa, zahibun, those zahaba yazhabu, izhab, la tazhab, those kind of af'al that can change. They have a past tense form, they have a present tense form, they have a command form, all that. Okay, those are called mutasarrif. Okay, they are surfable. Yes, surfable madin. With those past tenses, what are you going to see? Laqad. What are you going to see? Laqad. Everyone got it? La uqsimu bihadha albalad wa anta hillum bihadha albalad wa walidin wa ma walad. Laqad. Laqad. This laqad. Lam lil jawab al qasam. Right? Mawjood. Remember? That's I have it as a separate short as well, and I have it in the class. I have gone over this lakad in class before as well in Surah Taha. Okay, so where is the Jawabul Qasam? Which verse is Jawabul Qasam? What do you think? No, ma is this ma is by is the your muqsim bihi. The first ma is mawsula in muqsim bihi. Okay, okay. So verse number 4 is going to be your Jawabul Qasam, La mahalla laha min al-i'rab. Okay, my dear sisters? Everyone got it? Again, another one. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. Where is the Jawabul Qasam? And what are you seeing after لقد? خلقنا. خلق يخلق خلقا فهو خالق. أخلق لا تخلق, right? Surfable word. Surfable fail madin. Everyone got it? If the jawab is a positive jumla failure, you are going to see laqad. What are you going to see? Lam and qad. Lam and qad. Is this clear to all of you? We are getting there. Let's understand this completely. Okay? Tallahi. لقد علمتم ما جئتنا لنفسد في الأرض وما كنا سارقين. So, Tallahi, by Allah, surely, indeed, you all know. So, alimtum, alima ya'lamu, right? Alima ya'lamu, from where it is coming? From your surfable, it's a surfable fail madin, right? So, what are you seeing when they are coming up as your Jawabush Qasam? You are seeing fail madin starting with laqad. Everyone with me? Type 1 if you are. If you are not sleeping and you want to learn more, let me have a sip. Now look at this. Have you ever seen a present tense form for asa in Quran? Have you ever seen amr for asa? Does it sound and work like past tense? Is it a past? Do you think it has a structure like a past tense? Asaitum, does it, when you make a gardan out of it, when you make a past tense gardan or a table from it, does it conjugate like a past tense? Do you now think that this is your past tense by structure? But does it have any present tense form or any amar for itself? Asa? It does not. When your jawab al-qasam is non-surfable, jamid, fail madin jamid, when it is jamid, then you are not going to see laqad. You are only going to see what is on the slide. What is on the slide? Lam only. Lam only. Labi'sa ma sharaw. Labi'sa al-mihad. La ni'ma. Do you have any na'ima yan'amu? Do you ever see na'ima yan'amu? All these af'al that are on my slides. Is there any other form but this past tense form for them? If you have found one, share with me. Okay. So if you have jawabul qasam that is like that, in that case you are going to only see lam. You are not going to see qad. Where will you see qad? When your fail madin is surfable, when it has a present tense form, past tense form, amr form, and normal regular fail madin will have laqad. Regular fail madin will have laqad. Just remember it like that. Regular standard fail madin will have laqad before it as a jawabul qasam. When it is jamid, it's going to just have lam. Okay, it's going to be just starting with lam. All these lams in Quran, how do you translate them? Give me the translation for these. You have seen them surely. What are we doing by using surely? Emphasis, emphasis, and emphasis. So sometimes if you see them just being labeled as lamu tawqid or some other names given to them, don't be stressed out, okay? But remember this slide, okay? That why there is so much emphasis. Wallahi, what a how bad it is what they sold with it their selves. Or how bad is Jahannam as mihad, as a place to return or as a place to rest. How good is the home of the muttaqeen. Surely, wallahi, it is beautiful, isn't it? Yes, you can call them, you can consider, you can just just label it as like lam tawqid, or you can also say that this is lam lil jawabul qasam mahzuf. They can be understood like that. Nada, what kind of word nada is? Nada yunadi nidaan. Nada yunadi nidaan. It is madi that is surfable, and that is why you are saying laqad. But when it comes to ni'ma, is it surfable? It is not. So that this example from Surah As-Saffat makes it very clear that when these lams are going to be seen, how they are going to be understood as lam lil jawabul qasam mahzuf. They can be understood like that. Everyone with me? Yes, both cases are there. One lam was followed by mutasarrif fail madin, so therefore qad came. The next one was followed by fail madin, that was jamid. You are not seeing any qad. My dear sisters, is this Clear so far? And we are going to practice. And we are also going to make sure that if we don't understand anything, we go back to recording. Okay, inshallah. If Jawabul Qasam is Jumla Felia Madin, it does not need tool of emphasis. It can come by itself, as you can see here. Ma dalla sahibukum wa ma gawa. When Allah takes a note by an-najm, when it is falling, when it falls, Allah says, Ma dalla sahibukum wa ma gawa. So I hope that this is easy for all of you to understand that ma was there, but you don't see any nunu tawkid or lamu tawkid or inna. Everyone with me so far? Should I go ahead? When your Jumlatul Failia, which is Jawabul Qasam, is when Jawabul Qasam is Jumlatul Failia Mudariya and it is a positive sentence. It's a positive sentence. What are you seeing? You are seeing Lam, right? You are seeing Lam, and then you are also seeing Nunu Sakila. Everyone, Lam and Nunu Sakila. What will happen if your Jawabul Qasam is fail Mudare and it is a positive sentence? What will be the answer? I want you to all wake up and start typing. You are going to see a lam. Please say it lam, call it lam plus nunu sakila. Lam plus nunu sakila, right? Lam plus nunu sakila. Or lam plus noon is enough. Nunu tokid is enough. You can just say it's nunu tokid because you may see nunul khafifa too as coming up as jawab. You never know. So, everyone with me? Tallahi jumla متعلق بالجواب القسم جواب القسم متعلق بالفعل القسم not جواب القسم متعلق بالفعل القسم محذوف. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not realize it. It's already 1:02. Sorry. Okay, so I have to end the session here. And inshallah, from here we are going to start on Wednesday, and we are inshallah. I hope we should be able to complete it in the next session or by next Saturday, inshallah. So with that, I will end the session. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear sisters, take care.